So let's have a look at what this build can do solo. As you just saw, level cap is not really an issue. It groups everything up with the pet and yeah, just destroys through abundant amounts of status. I'm using Precision Intensify on Voruna to get even higher than tier 6 red crits, and this loadout for shield gating and buffing melee with the arcanes. Rolling guard makes shield gating even easier, and arcane continuity procs from Voruna's 2. Archon flow is just because I don't have maxed primed flow, but in theory you could get a cold proc damage and kill something, but just never happens. Catalyzing shields essential to keep your shield low, so that the energy you spend with brief respite is generated into shield, and then you have the 1.3 seconds invulnerability. So yeah, that's the idea of the build. Here's the Mitre build. Just neutralizing justice, important in Void Cascade for instance. Boom, 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 using those evolutions. Using this actually with, I really like Overguard stealing. You do so much damage to Overguard, it's unreal, and you get like, it's capped at 15k, but you get that very quickly, so you can kind of Overguard gate. However, this run we're just going to go for good old Dexterity, because we're playing with Madurai in Void Cascade. And here is our Harmony build. This is like 400% more damage because it stacks 5 times based on the status. I think that's what it's capped at. And so it's way higher damage than, for instance, oops. Where do I have the build that's like... I just decided not to even use it, but it's way higher damage than like this, because this gives you 135%. It might seem like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. So condition overload, just better. And yeah, melee afflictions can get some nice one-shots because the heavy strike on this inflicts both slash and downed, but I just found it unnecessary. We're already killing single target just with influence, and influence is infinitely better at AoE shredding. Get a lot of status types with weeping wounds too. So yeah, we have like 150% or something, 404, so 4.4 times this, if you want to do the maths on that. Shouldn't be too hard. 4.4 times 3 times 3.6. So let's go to our Void Cascade solo run and just, yeah, I mean, you just do the same thing all the way to level cap. It's really that simple. I'm using Nautilus as well. I didn't show this, but here you go for grouping. And you do spread status sometimes because you get kills, funnily enough, with Verglass. Just really, really good. Shivering Contagion slows everything to shit, including Necromex and Acolytes. And yeah, it fires super fast, so very good little primer. Auto primer, you don't even have to shoot, right? So yeah. There's definitely better secondaries, I don't know, I'm just running it. Yeah, enough explained about the build, let's go for a Void Cascade. I really have to warn everyone, I just extracted as operator, and I made a bug on the official forums, a bug thread. I extracted as operator and got 0 loot. The prime parts and steel essence were returned to me after I returned to my orbiter, but that really sucked because level cap runs are at least an hour, and we actually went for an hour 40 minutes. So yeah, don't go operator when you're extracting in general, but especially in Zariman, it's just bad. Bad, bad, bad. So look at that, we even froze it somehow. Interesting. I think our pet with cold corrosive just completely froze it. I'm not sure if there's like an issue with putting assault mode on Nautilus, but it seemed to not activate Cordon that regularly. But if you don't have assault mode, it's not priming everything all the time. Same with the clones, actually. Okay, we kind of ran out of energy there. Interesting. So used to playing with the yellow shards, but here we go. Our energy will stay capped now, cause Voruna with Equilibrium. Look at that, 600 health, 520 energy from Equilibrium. And kaboom, that's a lot of damage. Enough to kill level cap stuff. We are at 12 times combo, so yeah, that is a factor, but oh, that was a cool landing spot. And not such a cool landing spot. I actually really like this 444 amp. It's not the best for damage, but with Madurai, you can kind of compensate for the lacking damage. Abilities use no energy. We just nuked ourselves by accident. So no shield gating while this quote-unquote buff is active. Which we actually need shield gate to survive. It's quite funny when there's a crit Latem guy in the group and he's like, oh no, why am I doing red crits? Who activated the pillar? But should be good. Just go stealth before you go operator. And yeah. I mean, look at that. It was corrupted and then just one shot. I actually made a mistake there and dropped the combo to nothing, but super nice that our pet freezes. And look at that, they're all grouped up for us, all very nice and handy. 10 million crit, not bad. Can't tell if that was an armored target, but probably. It seems to do a forced blast proc on heavy slam ground attack. Heavy slam attack, yeah. When you have enough status types active on everyone, like including viral, you just start, especially if your group is buffing you as well, you just start doing damage from millions with light attacks. It's really pretty crazy. See? Million damage, light attack. TennoCreate with Discipline's Merit is, for me, now that I've felt how good it is, I don't want to play without it on basically any melee weapon that has a decent chunk of speed. And yeah, that's basically every melee weapon. So, retiring the 4th Exilizer and getting out of here. There's not really that much more to show with Harmony, it just keeps shredding until level cap. Yeah, it's just that strong. Fury, in theory, Fury does nothing when everything is primed, but everything is not always primed, so it does actually do... So if things are primed, you would only be getting additive damage, but because stuff isn't primed, condition overload doesn't do much sometimes when you're attacking a target that has no status effects. And see, like, the Acolyte spawns and we don't even really notice, because he's just another non-factor for us. and they're immortal through corruption for a moment, but not for very long. You start having to plan at level cap, your use of Void Strike a bit more carefully, but yeah. It really is the most powerful non-incarnon weapon in my opinion, due to its special, unique trait. Let's look at that in some more depth before we end the video. And yeah, hope you liked what you saw. Voruna is a very good synergistic Warframe to play with Harmony. There probably are some others, like Citrine comes to mind immediately, because she can status proc like mad, but she's more stationary than Voruna. Voruna can prime super easily, just on the move, you know? And get the out of here. Yeah. We spread all these status types, and when we do our heavy attack, if melee influence is up, everything just dies instantly, because we do one elemental slash, or not slash, but you know, one elemental hit with guaranteed chance due to weeping wounds, and yeah, everything just dies instantly. At most, at level cap, I noticed it takes like 2 heavies, but that's totally fine because we're attacking very, very quickly, so not an issue at all. Yeah, there's some of the endgame Warframe community want like level cap to be the new steel path, like baseline type thing, game mode, like diamond path. And I actually think we need something like that now with all of the additional levels of power. It's just, the game's just getting too easy. Now that armor has been reworked as well, and don't even need to armor strip everything. Yeah. Yeah. So, oops, wrong door. So let's get out of here. I'll just briefly explain why Harmony is so insane and why it really is not clickbait that it's better than Incarnons. So never do this. Never go in there with your operator, because you might get 0 loot. No, like 50 arcanes or something crazy went missing. Couldn't even count. On a similar length, when I had mod drop booster, we got 100 arcanes in like 80 minutes. So that was a frustrating experience. Alright, so like I was saying, let's look at Harmony and precisely understand like the way it's worded. Heavy attacks condense all status effects that deal damage over time into a single instance. Heavy attack kills activate harmonic resonance, a buff that increases status duration by 30% for allies. So the 4 allies bit, it also counts for you. And the important part of that gobbledygook is it's condensed into one single instance. So if you have some slash up, if you have some electric up, if you have multiple stacks, and this is the synergy with Voruna, right? She applies 5 random types of status effect at 10 stacks each. So you can even do some crazy things with like heat inherit and so on, but that's completely unnecessary. You get every status type in the game by pressing this like 3 times. You only need to do it once though, and you get, also due to Archon continuity, and if you have like a Tau Forged, you get almost complete armor strip, if you're lucky, in 1 tap. Anyway, it also procs slash, procs electric, toxin, heat, all kinds of things, and then those are also spread when enemies die. So we're like double dipping on the status spreading through influence and through Fangs of Raksh. So it really is pretty damn nuts. I noticed I really don't need to prime with viral, and it's nice to slow things, to be defensive, and to shred armor a bit, guaranteed. But if you want to make things even crazier, you could go with viral, maybe electric instead of heat if you're into like heat inherit stuff, but heat is really good too. Yeah, is anything like kind of unclear? I always use status immunity with the hold 2 on Voruna, and I can't be bothered to do the maths, sorry, but I saw some of the crits I was getting were 100 million in the level cap run, like 50 to 100 million, because a lot of the status types were on the targets. You can also use Voruna's 2 when an enemy is going through corruption. And yeah, I mean, this is what some of the other like Warframe content creators were talking about, but I think it's mega boring, and you only see the damage cap. Like Affliction gets you to the damage cap when you play a special retarded build that has like every raw damage boosting thing on it. So you can play it like this, it's just not viable for like groups. It's only single target, and in my opinion it's wow, it's just, yeah, no, not that great, because influence killing level cap anyway, so why bother, right? If you do want to see those huge numbers, you need to land a headshot with the melee. That's possible, but a bit random. And then what happens is 6 triggers of slash and toxin are triggered immediately on the heavy Fading Hope, right? Which knocks down and triggers slash, and then the headshot grants you huge amount of additional damage. The knockdown blows them all up at once in a single instance, and yeah, I think actually on that build the person also had like lasting sting. I think it was Brozyme, yeah, they had lasting sting instead of sacrificial steel. They're playing it like this. I think it's a bit extra retarded, but you can do it if you want to see those big numbers. Yeah, and the main thing is also it's not a combo build. You don't need to build any combo at all. You just heavy, you just press 2 and then heavy attack, and that's the game. You know, that's not my playstyle, but it can be done. Yeah, if you wanted to like totally optimize that, I guess you could put on like sacrificial steel here, and then you get the set bonus and 75% crit chance. Like where is it? Like here. Just once you're killing level 10k, where's the point? So yeah, Harmony goes to level cap pretty easily. I mean, I do have a lot of Archon shards and kind of special mods, but you don't need them. You can run this with a way more basic version. Like, this is the hardest thing to get. Kullervo is just annoying to grind. I bought him the first time, and then I farmed him the second time, and he's just not that fun. If you don't have Wrathful, then just get Roar, or maybe even Nourish. I think Roar is better because it double dips with status damage over time. You get like 2 multiplicative damage calculations going with Roar, but if you're like me and you want red crits on your exalted melees like Excalibur, and I mean Wukong can get them anyway, but extra hard, red crits, then just grind this, and super fun. Pretty sure, like I'm 90% sure that Roar would get you to level cap as well with Harmony, but I didn't run it today and I just have a little bit limited time. But yeah, having like 300% power strength with Roar and Molt Augmented for 60% and Madurai for another 40%. 400% power strength Roar with an extra 100% crit damage. And yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to go over the top, then you would play with Tenacious Bond for another 120% final crit damage, but that's totally unneeded. I prefer the guaranteed status priming because you can only use Varglass without Tenacious Bond, so that's what I chose. Hope you learned something. Hope you found this interesting. Oh yeah, last thing about Roar. Use Power Drain when you're playing a Roar build, and yeah, find a way to proc the impact or just get enemies low health once a minute-ish, and then you get an extra 50% strength on your Roar. So cool. Chill out, Tenno. And last but not least, let's go to Mod, because it's a good staple to test builds in. You just get so many mobs there. We are starting to need mobs with way more HP, because there's just not much challenge. Once you have all the stuff, you just dominate, full stop. And it's fun for even a few months, but then you really start asking yourself, like, where's the challenge in Warframe? And yeah, kind of an issue. I'm not gonna lie. There we go, look at that. Everything melts. Don't even have our combo stacked up fully, and just kaboom. There's definitely some tricks, some little niche things you can do to make it even more insane, but there always is, because this is Warframe and there's like thousands, literal thousands of mods for every type of weapon, and there's synergies between, like, across weapons. And you could probably just throw in some like pseudo status priming with the glaive for guaranteed like viral, but totally unnecessary when you're already one-shotting everything with light attacks. Yeah, I mean, just look at that. This thing with Saren, I'm pretty sure is also pretty nuts with Saren. We'll give it a try later. Saren with Ivara's arrows in Void Cascade for funsies. Stealth, and she can then actually survive. Rolling guard, shield gating, and stealth. One of the reasons Saren can't survive without stealth is she buffs herself and the team and can't cancel the buffs. And then when you go operator, you still take 10% damage, and that means insta-gib at high levels. So yeah. Time 1 minute 47. This seems like a pretty long mission. Because that's what I mean about needing the challenge, right? Once you're at this level of power where you're just like one-shotting everything, it's just, yeah, it only stays new and amazing for so long. And that is quite a while, but it's not forever. So here's hoping 1999 brings us some more endgame challenges, and they continue in the streak that they were with Elite Media. That's a game mode that I personally really like. I know some people have their gripes with it, but I think it's a riot. Can be, because you just play random gimpy things and have the incentive to earn them and get good. Like, I would never take Kuva Ogress to a mirror defense, but then I found a way to make it work with magnetic and weapon jamming arcane. That was pretty cool, and it kind of really helped my Excalibur conquer the mirror defense mission. It was kind of screwed up because my Excalibur was sentient and just killed her, like shot all the Kuva Ogress ammo while I wasn't looking. But it was good. So yeah, I mean, you see we're at over 100 kills per minute, and I'm literally just pressing E and middle mouse and like doing a bit of cool parkour, pressing 2 and 4 on Voruna. I'm not even keeping her 1-up as much as I should be, which grants 3 times 300% initial critical damage multiplier. Like, it multiplies all of your other crit damage as well. That's why we get such insanely high numbers. And let's double prime Angst, see if we can get a one-shot. Yeah, one-shot Acolyte. He was already melting from just like the status priming, from just that. Varuna's 2. Yeah, melee influence. Way better than Afflictions. Have all the new arcanes, and kind of my favorite are Secondary Surge. I made a video on Frost I haven't released yet. Secondary Surge, Arcane Battery, Arcane Ice Storm, and Secondary Fortify for the Overguard stealing is just pretty fun. Like with a very fast firing gun, like Furus, for instance, or there's a lot of very fast firing guns. Latham, you're constantly stealing Overguard and constantly deleting Eximus. And yeah, you can Overguard gate. Don't even need to shield gate anymore. New defensive meta discovered. Does depend on having a steady stream of Eximus though, and doesn't work at the highest levels because normal mobs shred your Overguard in 1 hit. Okay, Vor, thanks for the speech. Show yourself and get deleted. Where is he? Seriously. Is that him? Nope. There he is. See that damn annoying status thing? And, well, come on. We need to one-shot. We failed the one-shot on Vor, but there we go. 2-shot. A little bit of priming and fat. I think it double hit for some reason. 27 million is the highest heavy attack we saw this run. Probably a Corpus or fully primed enemy. And let's get out of here. When enemies have enough health to take a full hit from Harmony, you start seeing double and triple numbers because it's blowing up all the status damage over time effects. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the run. So this is what I mean about headshot kills through melee. We did not fire our weapons like a single time that run, and also yeah, 6 minutes and 650 melee kills, 738 total kills, because melee influence doesn't count as a melee kill sometimes, or like the ability kill from Voruna also. Same thing. Yeah, last thing I wanted to say, GG.